Hi everyone. Um yeah, I haven't left my house in a while. And I've made a series of videos talking about not leaving my house, talking about how I go through depression. But the truth of the matter is, people go through depression for different reasons. And I have to be completely honest about why I'm depressed and why I don't leave my house. It's not because of what people do to me. It's because of the way that I handle it. Now, I come from a long line of people who come from a village in Jamaica or a town in Jamaica that is heavily associated with freed slaves. Now, freed slaves, 9 times out of 10, are military, okay? They fight for what they want. That is the bloodline that I come from, and that is literally in my DNA, which is literally why, like, everybody in my family just stays fucking angry. Because the thing is that we literally had to fight for our freedom, fight for what we want. Even with, with both sides of my family, both my mum's side and my dad's side. On my dad's side, with my dad's mum in particular, her dad was part Maroon, right? So, and then, there's that. And then on the other side of the family, on my granny's side, her granny raised her, and her granny raised her to fight. So basically, on both sides of my family, there is this instinct to fight. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But I live in a society where if I knock somebody the fuck out, or if I throw the first punch, because remember, throwing the first punch is usually a form of defense when somebody wants to fight, right? If I throw the first punch, I'm going to prison. And the only thing that's stopping me from doing that is that I don't know what prison is like yet. I've never been in prison, and I know what I'm like with claustrophobia and shit. So it's like, instead of just accepting the consequences of being a warrior and just being a warrior to begin with, instead of me doing that, I'm holding myself back. Every time somebody disrespects me or disrespects my home or disrespects my family, I hold back and I don't punch a motherfucker. A, because I didn't have the discipline to nurture my fighting skills properly. And the second thing is that my reflexes are usually very slow, partially because of the emotional and physical and sexual abuse, and partly because of the learning disabilities, like the very mild learning disabilities and autism that I had anyway. So a combination of those things makes me very slow to react and soak up everything like a sponge, but I'm slow to react to it. In fact, you can tell by my body that that's how I function, right? Soak up everything like a sponge. The reason I'm fucking fat is because, like, even without people realizing it, I was bred for war. That's what I was bred for. And when a warrior stops fighting, they get fat and bored. That's what I'm meant to be doing. I'm meant to be fighting. That I'm fighting. Now, truth be told, I don't like doing it. It's not something that I like doing. And quite frankly, I don't like people who fight as a solution to things. But that is part of the path that I'm meant to be on, and I'm clearly not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Because at this point in my life, I'm 36 years old, and I've just developed this habit of intimidating and not fighting, of saying that I'm going to do something and not really following through. I'm a warrior. I'm supposed to fight. And when I'm not doing that, and I'm not getting it out of me, and when I fear, this is what I fear every time I go out. I don't fear what people are going to say to me. What I fear is that I'm going to go out, I'm going to listen to some dickhead do street theatre with me or try to get a rise out of me. And that, I'm scared that it will hurt my feelings. I'm not actually scared that it will hurt my feelings. It's not what I'm scared of. I'm scared that it will hurt my feelings and then I won't fight them back. That's what I'm scared of. Not fighting back. I'm scared of that image inside myself that would just not take the risk and not fight. I'm always scared of losing, but hear what? Every time I've lost a fight, I don't even care because I feel better having been in one. I'd rather be in a fight and lose than fucking be in a fight and lose, be in a fight and go to prison, be in a fight and be homeless, be in a fight and I don't give a fuck. I'd rather be in a fight and lose than not be in a fight and feel like I die inside each and every time. I just wish that I had the discipline to take the strictness that it takes to build a warrior and not take it personally. And I think that's the main thing that's held me back. Because every time somebody disrespects me, I automatically want to kick somebody's head in. That is just how I am as a person. But let me tell that to mental health. Let me tell that to somebody who's like a mental health professional, because in their mind, wanting to harm someone is a sign of madness. It's not a sign of madness. Not everybody was put on this earth to be peacemakers. Some of us were built to be peace enforcers. If you wanted to fucking judge somebody by their desire or capacity to harm someone else, then I'm sure a lot of police officers, I'm sure a lot of army soldiers, I'm sure a lot of people who have no business being in the armed forces, no business being in police, no business being in, especially in intelligence services. You've got the most reprehensible people in that profession. I'm sure half of those motherfuckers at least would be in mental hospital, judging by that standard. But let an ordinary person want to do that. Let an ordinary person want to realize their potential as a warrior. Let an ordinary person do that. They could go to jail or worse, be sectioned. Get chemical lobotomies. Get electronic lobotomies. Part of the reason I'm literally trying to avoid going to hospital through restraining who I am, through restraining myself, literally trying to avoid going to hospital, trying to avoid going to prison, trying to avoid these things is literally what is causing me to be depressed. I want to kick heads off. I don't want to play games. And if I can't do that, then I want to fight psychologically. In some way, I've got to fight. I can't do this shit without a fight. I can't. It's literally killing me. It's literally killing me. My health is suffering because of it. My health has been suffering because of it. Most of the overdoses have been for this very reason. Have been because I want to fight so bad and I don't. And a little piece of me dies each time I don't do that. It is in me. Fighting is in my blood. And all my life, I've literally tried to avoid that because I didn't want to suffer. Little did I know. You live a life of peace, you suffer anyway. Doesn't matter what you do. You're going to suffer. Because at the end of the day, there are some people who are just bred to suffer more than others. That's just life. That's just how it is. And I allowed that to stop me from being the fighter that I could have been. Every time I did a martial arts class or, even going out for a fucking walk, every time I go somewhere, get it out of me physically, there's this internal calm each and every time. I remember I went out on a street corner in Willesden Green and literally screamed at people and growled at people. When I came home, the peace that came over me, you don't understand. There was this great internal peace, this harmony from within that came from within me. This sense of contentment. You can't underestimate that. You can't underestimate that. There are some people who are meant to be politicians. There are some people who are meant to be entertainers. There are some people who are meant to be intellectuals. There are some people who are meant to be just ordinary members of the public going around doing their shit. There are some people who are meant to be entrepreneurs. There are some people who are meant to be kings. I'm meant to war. I'm meant to war. I'm hiding in my house because, not even because I'm scared, I'm scared of losing the war. That's the whole reason. I'm scared of losing wars. That's the only reason I'm depressed. Because when I fight, I don't just want to win. I want to make sure they don't get back up. And I don't care if it's physically, I don't care if it's financially, I don't care if it's emotionally, I don't care if it's verbally. When I fight a motherfucker, they ain't getting back up. That's what I want. That doesn't mean I'm going to go out looking for trouble. But I want to know that when I defend myself, I don't just defend myself, I end the fucking war. That's the real reason I'm fucking depressed. And now that I know that about myself, what the fuck am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? That's where the rage comes from. That's where the rage comes from. Depression is internalized rage. Anxiety is internalized fear. And the irony is that when you're anxious, it looks like you're angry all the time when really you're just fucking scared. And when it comes to depression, it looks like you're scared all the time. It looks like you just want a peaceful life. No, you're fucking angry. You're fucking angry and you don't know why you're angry. And the weird thing for me is that my anger is not even about the way other people treat me. It's about the way I handle it. I'm a fucking warrior. That's what the fuck I do. And I feel like the situations that I find myself in and what the gang stalkers do, they're challenging me to be who I am, to be what my bloodline tells me to do. Like, to just be what my bloodline is telling me to be. I feel like that's what the gang stalkers are basically, or people who disrespect me, I feel like that's what they're trying to trigger me to do. And it's that one time, it's the one time I feel grateful that those fuckers are even there. It's that's the only reason why I'm grateful the motherfuckers are even there. Because if they weren't there, I wouldn't have come to this realization. Now I understand. I do understand that there have been targeted individuals that have been violent in the past. More out of desperation than anything. It's not their path. It was never their path. It was never their path. But they got that way through desperation, because that's what torture does to you. It pushes you into an extreme reaction of either sainthood or, of being a saint, of like seeing angels and stuff and seeing God and hearing God. And torture will take you one of two directions. Either you will go in the direction of your aura, of your energy, which means you go in the direction of spirituality, or you go in the direction of your body, which means being violent or being depraved or something like that. Do you understand what I mean? So it's like, the torture that you go through abuse long enough, it takes you in one of two directions of extremes. And I've seen targeted individuals become one or the other. They usually become more spiritual than anything else. I've seen targeted individuals become one or the other through desperation alone. That's not what this is. That's not what this is. It's inbuilt in me. That's the thing that people fear. The thing that people fear is something that's in me that even I couldn't see or articulate until now. That's why people see me as a threat. That's why people get the jump on me. Start fucking with me. Even without gang stalking, people get the jump on me and start fucking with me because they're trying to Again, when you feel like you're under threat and you feel like you need to defend yourself, you will throw the first punch. Every time somebody engages in street theater against me or does something to me to try to make me suffer, that's what they're doing. They're getting the jump on me before I can do something to them. That is the whole point of self-defense. Everything that I'm saying, people can already sense in me. People can sense that in me. They know that's there. They know that will be there even without the abuse. They know that's there. They know that's there. They know that instinct is there. That instinct to fucking answer the call to war and then end the fucking war. They know that's in me. The only person around me who didn't see that shit was me. I was the only one who didn't see it. I was the only one who didn't see it. That warlike instinct in me, I was the only motherfucker who didn't see it. Everybody else saw it in me but me. And I've said it before, sure, but it's one thing to say it, and it's another thing to genuinely understand where you're coming from in your own self. I feel like me being a warrior is not about me being targeted. I feel like it was never about the targeting. I felt like the targeting, you know, they tried to break me, but the thing is that, oh, what's up? Hold on, let me wave. You good? All right, so I feel like war is my natural state. I don't like the idea of that because it means that, you know, when I'm happy, I can't just enjoy it. I have to kind of just anticipate when somebody's going to try and take shit away from me and then get ready to defend myself and then get ready to fucking, like, all that type of shit. So that's a downside to that. But I just want to be myself and accept the consequences. I don't want to be like the rest of these people. I want to be who I am in all the forms that comes in and accept. I actually uploaded one today. So yeah, I still do YouTube videos, mate. I do. Sorry, My Garden 7's in the house. Hi. Alright, so I feel like even without the targeting, that was always in me. But the irony is that I think it took the targeting for me to realise that. Imagine all the passive aggression that was in me. It was just me dying for the warrior to come out. Boy, if I listen, that my Achilles heel, and I maintain this until the day I fucking die, my Achilles heel is the lack of discipline that I have. That is my Achilles heel. And the fucking frustrating thing about that is that I have to find a way to work within that laziness and not against it. I have to find a way to work within it and not against it. But fighting is my nature. And every single time I go out, I'm going against my nature. I'm going against my nature. That's what's causing all this. People are going to see me as a threat no matter what I do. So why not just be myself? Targeting is going to try to instigate and fucking poke and prod until they get a reaction. Give them one, fine. But just make sure that that reaction ends the war. That's what I'm aiming for, to end gang stalking. I want this shit to fucking end, or I'm gonna make it difficult, because that's what I was bred for. That's why I'm depressed. That's where the depression is coming from. I don't like talking about this because I feel like I'm revealing a lot about myself to people, but hey, I've already done that, so fuck it. It's like I said before, if I'm going to get angry and if I'm going to go through all this stress, I want to get something out of it. Somebody wants to start a war with me, I'm going to fucking end it. Simple. And that's why I'm depressed. Because people stay going to war with me and I don't end it. I don't end it there and then and there. I don't let people know. I want to be the kind of woman who wins every battle she fights and still wins the war. That's the kind of woman that I want to be. That's the kind of woman that I want to be. Not even sorry. That's why I left the fucking house. Because I'm worried I'm worried I'm going to be too peaceful with people. Absorb that hurt. Absorb that pain. Listen, man. I'm a warrior. Let people be afraid of me. Let them be afraid. But the thing is, it'd be nice to actually give them something to be afraid of rather than just having all this fucking hypothesis all the time. Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. I'm a warrior. Why am I letting shit like this slide? If people want to start war with me, I have to finish it. Finish the shit. Because this is not a joke to me. Because at the end of the day, if people want to start war with me, it's not a joke. It's not a joke to me. It's not a joke to me. I don't handle my business like that. And war is serious business. It's not just something that you do for fun. I mean, sure, you should be relaxed when you fight. You have to be relaxed in every circumstance in order to properly do your thing. Doesn't mean it's a fun thing for people to do. That's why I don't leave the house. Having to hear people disrespect me constantly to try and get a reaction, and I'm sitting down here fucking it's not even like I'm scared of them. That's the worst part. I ain't scared of none of these people. That's the worst part about this. I'm scared of me losing and not ending the war. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. I think I've got some work to do. And yeah, I know that the fucking people will probably fire weapons on me and shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. Like, I can recover. I can always recover. Fuck it. But the being overweight and it's through not fighting. And I don't want to pretend to fight. I want to fight for real and win. Always. Anyway, I love you guys. You guys take care. I realised something about myself today, boy. I better get right on that. I love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.